Time skip. We're back. Look at all those batteries. Look at all that Hestu. Look at all those batteries. We're gonna have pass out the wazoo. So I've done the loop a few times this week, where I just switch, and we got a little more space because of the exploring I did last session too, where in the first episode. So like I go to that mine, and I go to that mine, and I go to that mine, and 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 that mine. There's nothing up here. And if I'm feeling spicy to mix things up, I'll go and murder some camps and also get some ore from that. Because they're a good source of ore, because there's just like a bunch of them in the middle of their camp each time, and the enemies themselves also drop them. It's just a bit higher risk because you can get in trouble and whatnot. But I sprinkle that in, and I have ended up with... do I have even more on my character? I have almost 300 more on my character as well. In addition to having 6 2/3 batteries currently equipped. So that's cool. At this point, any additional farming might be even almost kind of pointless. It's just like... I just wanted to remove the incentive to stop and mine ore in the middle of episodes too much, or do like especially once I start exploring faster throughout the area. Because it's just going to make this playthrough way longer. And, yeah, I've had my criticisms, but, like, I think this is one of the worst things that Tears of the Kingdom has done mechanically. And it's really specific to my through line, but I think that I am not wrong to compliment Zelda as a franchise where I do, which is that one of my favorite things about all of Zelda is the heart pieces. I've probably done this conversation already this playthrough or whatever, but who cares. In Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and so on, you specifically get heart pieces for doing difficult quest lines or exploring really obscure locations, and then you get a full heart each time you beat a dungeon. Like, it's a clear delineation of here's what your progress is. You get these ones mandatorily by completing the main story, and you get these ones by doing side content and exploring and being a thorough little adventure boy. And then it's one of my favorite things about Dark Souls 2 is the fact that they took the Estus Flask, which already had... They took the Estus Flask and got rid of one of its most frustrating elements, which is that in Dark Souls 1 you had to kindle bonfires in order to get more Estus Flasks, and it was tied to a bunch of other confusing mechanics where it's like you could buff your Estus Flask but only at a specific bonfire at a time, and there was a bunch of weird online mechanics that would sometimes help your Estus situation, but like there wasn't like a progression to it at all. But then Dark Souls 2 was like, okay, there are 2 resources scattered throughout the entire world. One of them increases the number of Estus Flasks you have, and one of them increases the amount that it heals by. So 2 separate avenues of upgrading your Estus Flask that are distributed through the game in a way akin to Zelda heart pieces and Zelda bottles, which are like super heart pieces because there's only like 4 or 6 in the entire game, so they're even more rare and monumental to you getting stronger in some way. Just having more tools to use, like when you need water and other stuff for puzzles, but also like the ability to carry more and more fairies when you don't need them for puzzles, which obviously is a power boost, or potions if you have the patience to brew potions and so on. And so it felt natural, if uninspired, when Breath of the Wild took the heart pieces, turned them into spirit globes, and then put them in the 120 shrines, and then 0 other places in the game. So you got them from every shrine, which is good, but they weren't in the environment in any way. So they kind of took the heart pieces in the environment, which admittedly the world is so scattered and huge that it feels like you don't... you wouldn't reasonably be getting them a lot of the time. They turned those into Korok seeds. So they did a split between the... Not necessarily the more mandatory ones, because the most mandatory content now doesn't give you a heart piece, but instead gives... Actually, it might give you a heart piece. I forget if it also gives you one. But the most mandatory content gives you powers in this game. In Breath of the Wild, at least. And then the less mandatory but heavily telegraphed content, the shrines, give you your heart piece and stamina hybrid mechanic resource thing. And then exploring gives you Koroks, which do upgrade your inventory, so they are a form of upgrading that is rewarded through exploration, so it still is reinforcing that original idea, but it's made extra scattershot and less mandatory because of the nature of the Koroks being scattered in that way. Ideally, you would still have quest chains that end in a heart piece here and there, and I guess to some extent that kind of has happened, because of the fact that quest chains will often lead to a shrine, or a big exploration clue will often lead to a hidden shrine, and that shrine, of course, has a heart piece in it, as there, but as shrine, a god globe, spirit stone thing, but those are heart pieces. So that's good. That's all good. And then they take that system that was all a natural progression of taking the system that works in Zelda and admittedly somewhat clouding it with an open world, but still trying to maintain its identity. And they add this battery mechanic, which is another meter that you need to build up from its low cap to its higher cap. And they make it a thing you farm via resources that are just everywhere in the underworld and literally respawn and incentivize you just to engage in farming mechanics. And guessing by the number of people I've seen on Twitter who talk about how they just stand on top of the dragons and just hit the dragon every 10 minutes to get its respawning loot drop, and they just do that continually in order to get whatever they need for, I think, like equipment upgrades or whatever. I see that and this, and I'm like, man, these two things kind of feel like it feels wrong. Like, this is the Zelda game, like the Zelda games specifically have this better system that doesn't require you to farm, and progression is rewarded by doing the thing you like in the game. Like, that's the key thing that I want to zero in on, why my criticism of the whole Zoaite ore system thing is rooted in the fact that Zelda is so good for the solution it already had, and using what is essentially like the modern AAA approach of just being like, what if there was a farmable resource that just was a time sink? That sucks by comparison. So I'm like, what? What a misstep! What a misstep to make it. And they got so close because they could make that ore worth you valuable in some way, useful in some way that isn't like your core progression system if they wanted, just like every other resource in this game. But like every mine has a chest, and that chest gives you either a costume piece, like a chunk of armor that you don't have yet, that's unique, or it gives you a bunch of those prisms. Like, if those chests that you found at milestones as you were exploring were what upgraded your battery, and maybe even if they just were a battery without the 3 steps of like middlemen that you have to go through to turn it into a battery, like that would be an instantly impactful, cool moment. And this is me being very consistent in my criticism, because like my big thing that I took issue with the Twilight Princess remake was that it took a bunch of chests that are at the end of big exploration gauntlets or puzzles and are supposed to be some kind of reward, and it turned them into a Miiverse stamp for a Miiverse that only was going to be alive for like another year after that game came out anyway. So your reward for playing stuff is to get a little picture that you can't use for an online service that doesn't exist, as opposed to like 100 rupees or a bottle or a heart piece, and like that felt wrong. But then Skyward Sword specifically had its other approach, where Skyward Sword went and you go and you explore, and it was the precursor to this game, but it's the fact that like the stuff you were gathering on that game was noise. You were just picking up stuff, and then it would pause the game, go to your inventory, scroll over there, be like, here's where the grasshopper goes. This is the grasshopper slot in your inventory. Okay, see you next session. And then every time you restart the game, it restarts that, so that every time you pick up any resource, it just slowly scrolls over to the part of your inventory that it's in, and that's it. Like, that stuff sucks, because it's not a heart piece, it's not a bottle, it's not like, here's a thing I can just use and why it's helpful. It's like, here's an abstract concept that 10 hours from now, you might find a logic gate that's like, do you have 10 of these in order to make this shield upgrade? And you're like, I don't know, do I? And the answer is either yes, in which case you're like, okay, I guess I was prepared, but not in a way that took forethought, so give me my reward that I didn't really earn. Or you're like, oh fuck, I don't, and I want that upgrade, but I don't have that resource, oh shit, and then suddenly, like 30 hours in this game, you're like, where do I find red ferns? I don't know where the red ferns are! I'm like, that's not... This is all, it's all a step back. It's all a step back. It's not. This is a case of increased complexity not leading to increased quality of game, in my opinion. But anyway, now we can talk this too.
It's you. We meet again. It's a while, huh? It's been a while, huh? So this place was built recently, huh? It's a good vibe, and I figure it's safe since there are lots of people here. There's so many monsters all over these days, so I guess we're gonna stay here and relax for a while. Oh, hang on a minute. You have a Korok seed? You do! You got a Korok seed from one of those forest children. Give me Korok seeds, I'll expand the size of yes. Shaka. Shields, oh my god, shields. I have so few shields. Oh, the cost is based on... The cost is based on how many you've bought so far per slot, isn't it? So it resets back to 1. I don't think I need that many bows. Bows don't have as much variety of input, but you can fuse things to shields, so there's like reason to want to have them around, like rocket shields. 2 Korok seeds. I'm gonna be very careful and not hit B in this entire interaction because it'll instantly quit the conversation and seemingly make me lose my ability to upgrade my inventory. We're gonna play very careful. I don't want to repeat my last mistake. Shaka. Yeah, you do smell Korok seeds on me, don't you? Korok slut. No. I don't know why I didn't skip it that time. I'm gun shy. I'm gun shy about mashing buttons because I accidentally quit the conversation and then didn't know when I'd ever see him again. I think it's been like 12 hours since I last saw him. Even though it doesn't feel that long, but it has been. Giant rock. Do you like party poppers? He likes party poppers. I don't know why his maracas are party poppers. Some things are just mysteries, yo. Oop. Last time was 5, right? So we're skipping up now. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. You see, I just have a bunch of sticks with rocks on them because I needed to mine. Ooh. 10. Is it not per slot, actually? Is it the number of overall upgrades you have? Did I already pay that many? 12. Okay, so maybe it is... Maybe I was wrong, and maybe it's the total... Oop. Number of upgrades you have so far. I thought you might get a better... I thought you might get more slots overall if you were alternating between the lowest level ones, because it might be based on how many rows there currently are. Either way, that's a lot of slots. We got a lot more. That's something to work with. Okay. Good. Good. And I guess I'll just go spend my battery bits, then we'll get back to doing things. We'll get back to doing things. I looked at my map, yeah, like yesterday or something, and I just saw this like streak of hearts across the map, and I'm like, oh boy,
I've got a lot more to do than I thought I did. So the shrine binge is continuing. I'm actually astonished by how many shrines I have apparently discovered and marked for later and then just moved on. I get excited when I spot them. I'm like, we gotta get these shrines on my map. I never seem to be quite following up on them. I figure I might as well max it out and all that, but yeah, like at the moment I'm like, okay, this is a chunky amount of battery. Is it over here? Yeah, look at this. Look at this just like streak of hearts across the map. Like it's trying to lead me somewhere. Like, damn. You know what? Okay. Red Shrine. Let's try to navigate the evil Hyrule Castle. I figure we're at a level of battery that's probably good enough for like a lot of the moments where I'm just trying to like fly somewhere or get somewhere and just like I think back to the pain of our Lanayru struggles, where when we were dealing with the Lanayru situation, it was such a struggle because the like I was just trying to get up that hill and I was making a cool little hovercraft and I was just so limited by the fact that like having like 1 or 2 battery bars, just like it's like the thing is basically out of batteries already when it's like not even off the ground yet. Like it's still trying to get enough battery to leave the ground and it's already out. You're like, please. Let alone getting anywhere. It's probably not a great time for it to be raining. I don't seem to be sparking at least. Climbing very carefully. No! Okay. It's catching me off guard. You know, maybe it's time to see if I can summon a thingums. Skateboard? No. No! I meant to decrease. Okay, well, I just wasted one of those control sticks. There you are. Probably a little wasteful. Nope. Ah, damn it. Dare I? Cool. I wish the game told you why you can't take it out here. Why? Is it the flame emitter? Okay, can I not take the flame emitter out here? This game needs more feedback about a lot of things. Like that kind of moment, you're like, okay, which rule am I breaking? Because like, is it geometry? Am I colliding? Or is it something dumber? I really wish I could just put this back in my backpack. Please. Not the most powerful build. Control stick? How do you work? It'll activate all connected Zonai devices at once. Form of conveyance. How do I use it to control what direction we go in? Let's see. Now I can control this thing, kind of. I guess it's just I got stuck near a wall, so I literally couldn't redirect. And I guess I can't turn, so I just really should make the front oh, I'm kind of turning. If we could get upstairs, that'd be amazing. Is it gonna stop raining? Of course it is. The entire reason I did this was I'm like, okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing the rain. I'm not dealing with how much of a pain this is gonna be. Look at how much more forgiving this whole mechanic is the moment you can just exist for a little while without breaking. I see Korok.
You. Yeah, haha.
As a fun fact, if you spend a lot more time in combat, you get a whole lot more arrows. Not that surprising that the enemies are the ones that drop them and all that, but yeah, damn. Like even if you're using a fair number of arrows in the fight, if you just take out a bunch of enemy encampments, you end up with a fair amount of arrows by the end. I was doing that to myself a bit. It's potentially for the best that this thing raises pretty slowly, because, probably counts as one of those abysses, huh? It's probably for the best that this thing kind of raises pretty slowly, because I don't think I can actually... I don't have a mechanic for going back down with it. I'm not used to having to think about the idea of how I'm going to go down, because my vehicles never make it very far up. There's a shrine around here. I saws it with my eyeballs. Oop. I guess that's how you go down, technically. It's fine. This is fine. My vehicle is fine. There's no ladder? There's one there, but not up here. Get the bundle of arrows. Okay. Well, I saw a shrine at some point. Get back up the top of this cliff, I guess. Ooh, is it up top or down here? Eh. This is a pretty 6 out of 10 vehicle. I don't think I'd make it again. Ooh. That's probably my next destination. Oh, bombable rocks. Yeah, this thing can't really... Okay, it can kind of turn. There's a finesse to it. Did I spot? Let's get over here. There we go. Let's get 2 more fans. I don't think we're making it that high without more power to hopefully make us go faster. Raise an altitude faster in a way that is more efficient in response to our battery drain, hopefully. Oh yeah. I do think this will work. And hopefully this is where the shrine is, because Hyrule Castle Basement 2 is in the sky. That's very funny. There it is. Doop-a-doop. This is me, I don't know, praying to the game engine. Please have this still be here when I get back. It's not going to, is it? This whole adventure I got planned would be much more doable if my vehicle stays outside the shrine each time so I can then fly it to the next shrine. Because otherwise you're either having to build a new vehicle by finding a place that lets you, or you're having to... the way up. Or you're having to just spend a ton of resources to keep spawning new ones. In which case I'm just gonna go to the nearest, tower and just glide over to it over and over again. Got it. Jump! I'm begging you. There we go. So you have one thing. Okay, I get it. Time to do a hitbox. Thank you, collision engine. Sometimes it does feel like they're just kind of showing off that they can do this. From what I understand, I guess if you know about video games and how they do get made, you've been losing your mind a little bit with what Tears of the Kingdom gets away with. F. Small problem. But the issue here is that I'm not sure I'll be able to make this jump. Oh! I suffered an ouchies. Okay. Oh wait, no, I don't need to... On some logical level, it just felt right to try to make like something equivalent to like steps, I guess. But there's actually no reason to do that. I just need a floor and a ceiling. That design just kind of came out thoughtlessly from like what intuitively happens. What like intuitively is closer to like what a human might be able to use. And that was my great mistake. Can I use the same one here? Probably not. But we're gonna wanna... Oh, come on, man. Fine, I can just build it on this side. This game has such a frustrating height cap to your ability to move things that just actively gets in the way sometimes. Like, just put it up there. It's right there. We've known this from the beginning, because immediately when I tried to build that one bridge with the logs and I fell in the hole and I just try to get them back out of the hole. You just cannot raise stuff above your head very high. Got it. Alright. I was bracing myself for the Hyrule Castle one to be really difficult. I guess. But it was not. It was not hard. It's what it is. And now my vehicle will still be there. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, that's clearly a shrine over there. Is it even the one I was looking at before? Do I know about that one? Is that a new one to add amongst all the other ones? Oh, I'm trapped in Hyrule Castle, so I don't know. I could explore Hyrule, but it's dangerous. But now I've got a really high vantage point in Hyrule, including potentially going in that hole and seeing what's down there. Yeah, over there you can see an example of a shrine I've solved before, and it's got a glowing opening, but the overall aura goes away. There, now that I'm in here, I can see that does appear to be the one I already saw, but just that one. Hearts can be slightly off. Yeah. Beep. C'est papa. Doop doop. Just trying to quickly get my coffee down. Pulling back the curtain, this is an early morning session where... Hello. Okay. Is this like an anti-power? Nope. The way it was moving like that. The way that it's made of a weird material made me think it might be made of something that stops me from doing stuff. But I guess it's just made of the hover stone stuff. This is an early morning session before the podcast on a Sunday, and I have a specific 2-hour window to get 2 episodes done before we start the podcast. So I'm like, we'll go. So I was behind the scenes waiting for my coffee to get cold enough to drink during the episode. So that's what the silence was there. So this time my objective is to try to carry a fire from over there to over here to light these torches. Okay. This shouldn't be too hard, because I think I just need to reverse my thingy. Oh, but first I should do that. Give chest. Yeah, yeah. It's not helpful. Technically it does less damage, but might be more useful than the bow. No, wrong button. I can't look down now. Cool. Thanks. Alright. So this is what I immediately figured was basically the solution. As long as the power lasts long enough, then I'm out. But yeah, it's something that might not be as apparent in the final videos, but it's kind of like what happens in on the Patreon content. That these come out as like 3 to 5 episodes at a time. And so like they're a session. So even if it's chopped up into a bunch of hours in the end result and not as obvious, I'm sitting down for a particular session each time, and I kind of create like a vague narrative arc in some ways in some of these sessions where there's like the overall goal I'm trying to make sure I wrap around back to by the end of that session or something. What does it do? It opens that door. But I'm guessing that the door is not enough. There's 2 doors. Oh, what you say? What do you mean there's 2 doors? This is a rewind power challenge, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, today, when I saw that giant streak of hearts across the map, I'm like, well, that's today's mission. That's gonna be that's gonna be what characterizes what we're doing today. Slaps top of Link. You can fit so many spirit stones in this dude. Don't ask how. Light of Blessing, that's what they're called. I'm gonna call them spirit stones. You know what I mean. The idea that Light of Blessing is a countable currency that you stack is... My brain doesn't like that one. Nope. I'm gonna retcon that with my giant ability to innovate and change my mind and headcanon and... Doop. Good for hearts. You're next. But it's also good to keep an eye out for surprises. This one's by another... I've never been over there? No? Would be faster to take this tower, though. This one's by another, what do they call it? Damn it. Stable, there we go. I'm actually shocked by how many there are, but I guess that if they're supposed to function as a way to be able to consistently retrieve your horse in a somewhat convenient way near locations, then they can maybe eventually be kind of helpful in that you can keep summoning your horse near locations where you might want to summon your horse. Hello? I guess it's the one that's already on my map. Just kind of called to it because it's right there. Not my current objective exactly. Give. That was startling. That one just came at me. Evil boards. No. No. These guys really are... I guess they kind of wandered off, but like, when they show up like that, they really do remind me of Wind Waker. And how, like, as you're navigating the game will just kind of spawn things nearby to create gameplay context to what is otherwise you just traveling across a great expanse and waiting. Like the fact that during long descents, when you're gliding, they're like, okay, well, let's spawn some things at you. Like, that seemed very... The enemies were definitely very intended and, like, basically scripted, and that they specifically, like, flew into my line of sight, and then their AI kind of turned on against the flow. But the, I I think the star fragment was also like a scripted moment. That just seemed too coincidental to be a completely random thing. What's up? Oh, no, I didn't mean to... That was a very delayed input. Get torched, loser! I'm hitting you with the torch! It broke! It wasn't a very effective way to hit you! Here's a rocket claymore! That's fun! It didn't fire. I think I just hit you with a rocket. Oh! That's cool. That's bordering on rad even. Is this a better bow than... No, it's the same bow. Okay. That's fun. I'm wasting it whenever I swing it, but... It's a rocket-propelled claymore, which given the... I did not aim right. Given the angle at which it swing, it's... not gonna do much for me. Okay. There we go. Maybe it just makes the swing stronger anyway, but it's obviously like the rocket is not facing a good direction for making the swing strong. Oh. I saw my opportunity, I took it! It's trash, probably. Ooh. It's a shield what lasts long. And now we wait. No, 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 no! Ah! Pressed the wrong buttons. I can save it though, I think? It doesn't... It floats? Okay. I meant to throw and I accidentally pulled out my weapon. You thought I'd get better at the controls, but you were wrong! I tricked you! I tricked you, you fools! Hip hip. Not gonna lie, this one's feeling a little chuckles. I'm in danger. My god, just... His jump arc is so frustrating sometimes. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. No, I won't. I lied. I won't take that. It's not helping. It is helping. So helpful. Thank you. I'm not sure what I expected, if I'm honest. The shit was funny. Doesn't exactly develop much of a spin, does it? Okay, so the issue here is that the whole thing is coming in this direction. So lava's flowing towards us. Which means we will not be able to... So I can grab these. Actually might just be the extent of it is just make a raft. Yeah, the issue is that these fire hydrants can create platforms, but the platforms can't then be rewound because the platforms just began to exist. Which is a bit of a struggle. Don't actually need these, I'm just letting them feel included at this point. Look at them go. And you will politely stay above the water and not cause me to die. Thank you. I'm creating platforms for no reason. Yeah. Look at them go. Oh, now they make long ones because we're moving. Those would have been helpful earlier. Bye. I feel a little naughty, a little devilish, whenever I don't turn my device back off before I leave. Very General Chaos, Professor Chaos, whatever his name is. Solution was pretty straightforward, pretty simple, easy to do. Kind of wanted something more radical and weird, if I'm being honest. But my first instinct was to just do something way weirder than that. The Bedrock Bistro. It's a Goron. Your Goron could be kidding me. Is he okay?
Hey, you mind? That's mine. Look, I'm sorry I wasted it, but asking me to bring you another marbled rock roast isn't reasonable. How about this instead? These mysterious things were only discovered after the upheaval. Looks a little strange, I know, but it's a hard curio to come by. Marbled rock roast is in short supply and high demand around here. Everyone wants it. I've barely been keeping up. Letting our hottest commodity go to waste is unforgivable. You can make up for it by bringing me a fresh marbled rock roast. Now get that thing out of my sight. If I was able to get you some, I'd clearly have done it by now. I've checked out the caves past the cart tracks, just like you told me. I couldn't get at anything. You know places like that are way too dangerous for a Hylian like me. Not my problem. I don't want that hunk of junk. I'm not letting you off the hook till you get me a marbled rock roast. What I get for bravely declaring that we're about to do this thing is that I then find this and I'm like, well, what am I gonna ignore the situation? Why are his eyes glowing? That's eerie. Huh? Oh, it's the stuff. It's the weird stuff. Am I gonna learn what that stuff is now? Marbled rock roast is sold out here? Is this the last of the last? What is Unoboko thinking then? They better get on this and dig up more pronto. Digging up marble rock roast is your job. Come on, cut this out. Once I finish this marbled rock roast, I'm heading to Goron City to buy more. Tule, go get the rupees together. Big bro, you always wanted to be part of Unoboko. You finally got in, but now you're just sitting here munching. Oh, they're doing a thing in the narrative? Hello. Okay, so I might wait until I'm ready for the actual narrative of this region before I dig deeper into this. We're getting hints now. I wonder what's wrong with the Rito. The Zora are being Mario Sunshine. They're getting covered in slime goop that needs to be cleaned up. And the Gorons are being they're getting super addicted to a weird substance they're digging up. That seems to have, I think, might have only appeared in the upheaval. I think that might be the weird glowing rocks I've seen elsewhere. Take that as a hint about what's going on later. Each of the regional narratives. Hello. What are you doing out here? Strange Island. Oh, hello. That red pin is really off center. There's that. And then there's that. We have a to-do list here. And there's that. So we have a hole to jump in to add to my underworld waypoints. We have a local stable. We have another one of those great fairies, which we have not gained access to any of yet. Each of them's being, I think, is being held back by something. There's like a local quest each time. Is that the freaking... Who is this? Oh, is this the Monster Shrine guy? Or something? I thought it was gonna be the person with all those stuffed animals and have to gather them all again. This little spot's dense. Look at it! Haha, God!
You there, traveler. Do you have any business in this cave by any chance?
There's a cave. Oh, there's a cave.
I'm sorry to say, but right now it's... Big brother! It's no use. Colton. Please, it's impossible. Absurd, even, to try to turn yourself into a legendary creature. A Satori, no less. Absurd. You should be working on the monster collection with me, instead of chasing a silly dream like that. Yeah.
Oh my god. These gremlin people.
I will never give up, Kilton. I've always wanted to be a Satori. I will be a Satori. I do not care what it takes.
He's got the little antler things of the little bunnies.
All I need to do is get my fingers on a bubble gem. Then I'll be sure to turn into a Satori. And the rumors are true. There is a creature in the cave called a bubble frog, and it glows just like a Satori. But I didn't think it would be so high on the wall or run around all nimbly-bimbly like that. In that case, little brother, why not get someone to help you catch a bubble frog? Yes, you remember all the treasure you collected. You could offer that in trade. Traveler, did you hear me and my brother talking?
I was literally here the whole time. I was in the conversation first. You butted in.
If I'm gonna make my dream come true, I must get my fingers on a bubble gem.
But the bubble frog is so very nimbly bimbly and hard to catch.
What's your dream?
You want to hear about my dream? Well, it's simple, really. I dream of becoming a Satori. You know, the creature of myth. The only creature of myth in all of Hyrulesville. Satori are legendary creatures that have been spotted all over Hyrule. Piercing eyes, bluish-white fur. Ooh, how I've admired them since I was a wee Colton.
Oh my god.
Then I read these ancient texts and they told me how to transform myself. Transform me, Colton, specifically. It said my name into a Satori. For it to work, I must find a bubble frog, a strange creature that loves dark caves and glows bluish-white, like a Satori. And then I have to collect a bubble gem, which is a bauble that bubble frogs drop when they're feeling weak. That's why I chased after the bubble frog lurking in the cave. I wanted to get my fingers on the gem. But who do a bubble frog would gamble about like that so nimbly bimbly? I want to be a Satori. I will be a Satori. Well, I'll do whatever it takes. Oh, I'm sorry. But this is my wish and my dream and my reason for doing such things. You get a hold of a bubble gem, please give it to me. Here you go. It's a bubble gem!
Yeah, I have like dozens of them. I don't know. What are they for?
Colton, is that a real thing? That perfect shape. The faint blue glow. It's a real bubble gem. Real as can be. You did it. Now I can transform into a Satori like the ones I adore. Thank you very much. Please take this gifty in return.
Hello, Bokoblin mask. Kilton's handmade Bokoblin headgear. It's almost charming in a cute, monstrous kind of way. Equip it to blend in with Bokoblins.
See, I collect all sorts of monster treasures. That is, monster parts and goods that make you look like a monster. A mask I gave you was made to look just like a Bokoblin. So much so that even a Bokoblin would take you for one.
I doubt that.
By all means, do try it on. Then you will see what it's like to have the body and heart of a Bokoblin. At last, the time has come. Time to gobble down a bubble gem. Cheers and bottom up. My body. It isn't changing, but I do feel a strange sensation washing over me. It can only mean one thing. I'm on my way to becoming a Satori, and that means dysentery. I need more of them. I can't just gobble them up one at a time. No, that'll never work. I must collect lots and lots and eat them all at once. And to do that... Hilton, big brother, I have decided to set out on a journey to collect bubble gems. I see. Well, seems you've made up your mind. That being the case, you have my complete support. I hope you collect as many bubble gems as you need. Big brother, thank you, thank you. Traveler, I am grateful for your help, but I've decided to get on a journey to collect bubble gems. Next time you get your fingers on a bubble gem, please do give it to me. If you do, I'll trade you a gifty for my collection of treasures. And with that, I hope we meet again sometime, somewhere.
Like now, don't leave. Just don't leave and I'll give you more right now. Just don't has-to me. Don't has-to me! Don't has-to me! He has-to'd me.
Off he goes. I do hope he's able to make his dreams come true. Now, I have to be on my way as well. I'll be making a journey to Terrytown in Akala. But, dear traveler, thank you so much for helping my little brother. And though I hate to impose, I do hope that during our travels you'll find time to assist him further. I will keep my ears open wide for the news of my brother's whereabouts, so visit me in Terrytown if you need help finding him. Yes, I'll be going now. Ba-no. Ba-no. Ba-na-na-na-no.
Well, I can bokob now. Ah, look at the pose. Ooh. That is pretty goofy. I do appreciate how incredibly goofy that was. I just realized I spent the whole episode not wearing the freaking thing. Whoops. Oh no. My betrayal. It's because I needed to sneak up on some fairies at some point and then I forgot. These are such good pants. They're so absurd. Yeah, this whole thing, that kind of sucks though. It's almost charming in a cute, monstrous kind of way. Equip it to blend with bokoblins. I guess my defenses are pretty... They're almost always 9 anyway. Oh, wait, no, that is the number. Right, it's because I'm wearing 3 3s, and that's why it says 9 overall in the bottom right corner. Gotcha. Yeah, not a lot of variability in defenses. Not until like an upgrade or something. There's nothing more Tears of the Kingdom than me setting out to get a shrine, then placing a bunch of markers for the things I'm going to do around that shrine because of how, look out, the shrine is so dense with stuff to do. And then even while I'm descending on that list of objects, I then do a completely different thing anyway. Surprise!